Because that God, contrary to his own commandments, is fashioned in the graven image of a paternal, authoritarian, beneficent tyrant of the ancient Near East. And it's very easy to fall into that trap. It's all prepared, institutionalized in the Roman Catholic Church, in the synagogue, in the Protestant churches, all there ready for you to accept. And by the pressure of social consensus and so on, it is very natural to assume that when somebody uses the word God, it is that father figure which is intended. Because even Jesus used the analogy, the Father, for his experience of God. He had to. There was no other one available to him in his culture.
About self.
But
about
nowadays, we are in rebellion against the image of the authoritarian father.
Well, come get it, I'm here.
Especially this should happen in the United States, where it happens that we are a republic and not a monarchy.
You're a fucking
And if you as a loyal citizen of this country think that a republic is the best form of government, you can hardly believe that the universe is a monarchy. But to reject the paternalistic image of God as an idol is not necessarily to be an atheist. Although I have advocated something called atheism because I find in my discourse with them that they want to be a little bit hard-nosed about the nature of God. They want to say that God has indeed a very specific nature. Ethical monotheism means that the governing power of this universe has some extremely definite opinions and rules.
It ain't called Illuminati.
To which our minds must be conformed. And if you don't watch out, you'll go against the fundamental grain of the universe and be punished in some way. Old-fashionedly, you will burn in the fires of hell forever. More modern-fashionedly, you will fail to be an authentic person. It's another way of talking about it. But there is this feeling, you see, that there is authority behind the world, and it's not you. It's something else. Like we say, that's something else that's far out. And therefore, believe in that kind of a God, not really. I mean, we think that God is spirit, that God is very undefinable and infinite and all that kind of thing. But nevertheless, the images of God are have a far more powerful effect upon our emotions than our ideas. And when people read the Bible and sing hymns, Ancient of Days, who sittest throned in glory, immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light inaccessible, hid from our eyes, they still got that trampling on the body of our
between the sessions for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It would be a project just as large in scope
represents
and even
also,
bigger in pure star
furthermore,
power.
the destructive
This time,
aspect
Kanye
of
was
the
tag
deity,
teaming with his big brother.
wherein
Jay-Z
all
was
things are
working on his
dissolved
12th
so that
studio
they be
album.
reborn again.
Upon agreeing to work with
And
Kanye
here
on a
is this
joint project,
blood-sucking,
they met up
terrible
at
mother
various times to record
as
in
the
recording
image
studios and hotel
of the
rooms
supreme
across the
reality
globe.
behind this universe.
They were putting together
Imagine
a special
it's
project,
the
piece by
representative
piece,
of the
patiently building
the
momentum.
spider,
What was
the
originally
awful,
meant to be an EP
the creepy crawler
turned
at
into
the
a
end of the line,
monumental
which
joint
we're all
album between
terrified of.
Kanye and Jay, brimming with
Now
experimental
that's a very
production,
important
lush
image,
samples, and an incredible sense of scale.
because
The album was an
Let us
announcement
suppose,
that
just for the
Kanye
sake of
and
argument,
Jay-Z were the
that
kings
all
of
of you
their
sitting
domain.
here right now
The project
are feeling,
demanded reverence, as
fairly
the
all
album
right.
would be called Watch the Throne.
I mean, you're not in hospital. You don't have the screaming memes. You have a
So
sense.
the
You
two
probably
of you
had dinner
coming
and
together
are
to make
feeling
this
pretty
album.
good.
Yeah. Good
But
Lord.
you know that you feel that you're fairly
kind of
good
pressure?
because in the background of your minds, very far off in the background of your
I guess a
mind,
bit after we
sensation
started
of
it, but
something
I don't
absolutely
look at
ghastly
it
that
like that.
simply mustn't happen.
You know, when you make music, you're making music to try to.
And so against that, which is
you're
not
against
happening,
history,
which
you're against
doesn't
what's
necessarily
current,
have to
and
happen.
you're against your past work.
But by
as far as
comparison to
pressure,
that, you
what
feel
it's
pretty
gonna
all
sound
right.
like, you try not to really let
And
that
that
affect you.
absolutely ghastly
The making
thing
of the
that
album
mustn't happen
reflected
at
the
all
luxurious
is
aesthetic
Kali.
that Kanye and Jay were pushing. Luxury rap, as
And
it would be
therefore,
called.
at once,
From art and
we
history
begin to
references
wonder
to
whether
their thoughts on
the
European
presence of this
lifestyle and what
Kali
it means
is
to
not
be
in a
rich
way
and
very
black in
beneficent.
America. Watch the Throne would prove itself to be a project with more substance
I
than
mean,
initially thought.
how-
But more on that
how
later.
would you know
Back to the hotels.
that things
Jay
were
and
good
Kanye recorded tracks in some
unless
of
it
the
was
most
something that
glamorous
wasn't good at
hotels.
all?
Sometimes A-list celebrities would be found among them.
Now I'm not putting this forward as a final position. I'm only putting it forward as a variation, as a in women's lives.
It's always been like a little
don't like to be
underlying
associated with the
competition there
negative,
with your big brother.
because the negative
And we
has
both
acquired very
love
bad
and respect
connotations.
each other's art too. So it's like everyone wants to be the greatest in the
You
world.
got a real little
You know what I'm
brother,
saying?
nigga.
And then it's like a
You
lot
don't
of
wanna
other
see him coming with
factors that play in it.
I look
But
way better
it's
than
we're
your
gonna always be
other
good.
nigga. What you fuck around
But
with
the
a
key
nigga
to making the
on
album
bitch
great
figure.
didn't just
Your
simply
name
lie on
Ho,
samples
and
and
the
drums.
niggas used to call you
Jay-Z
Jiggy.
said that if
You
the
had
project
no
were to be
hands,
done right,
so you had
both
to
him
get
and
a
Ye
bigger
needed to be in the
nigga,
same
try to
studio
knock
together.
nigga out,
They
try
weren't
to
going to be
snitch
emailing
on your
files
crew.
and
You
sending
don't
hard
give a
drives,
fuck
piecing
what
the
the
album little by
real
little.
niggas do.
If it was going to be announced
Shot
as
your
a
own
joint
brother.
effort, it was
I
going to
got
be
hit the
created
jaw.
as a joint
I
effort.
don't really give a fuck, cause I'm here for what?
Kanye and
What's
Jay-Z
up, ho?
explored the
Creeping
experiences
in
of
your
the brand
mama's
new
room,
world that they were
creeping in your
in,
daddy's tomb,
far from their
creeping
humble
out your
beginnings.
granny's womb.
These experiences
Yeah,
framed
I'm
the
the
story of the
motherfucking
album.
popper.
There
You
were
can
complications
talk
that
the
came with the
shit,
life
I'm
of
a
fame and fortune,
showstopper.
but they would be
Street
lying if they said it
dropper.
wasn't
Catch
full
you
of
in
great
your sleep.
opportunities.
Catch you on
Kanye was
stage.
traveling the
Catch
world,
you as you
spending
creep.
a lot of
I've been
time in
G4
Paris,
since I
studying
was 4.
fashion
I
and
don't
working
really
on his
care
own
no more.
collections.
You can talk that other
Jay
shit
had been
when
living
they
the
come
dream
and
as a
stare some
successful
more.
businessman who
Fuck
could
you,
put down
fuck you,
music
fuck
and
your
not lose
whole
a
New
thing
York
in the
crew.
process.
I ran that shit when I
It was
was
clear
5.
that he
What
was
the
making
fuck
music
is
for the
y'all
love
gonna
of it.
do? I think I'm
Jay
heating
didn't
up
need to
and I don't
fight
even
to
know
get
if I'm
rich anymore.
broadcasting. You know
And
I'm
that
gonna
place
take
of
this
privilege for
motherfucker
both
off.
rappers gave them a unique
Come on,
bird's eye
come see me.
view on the life that they left behind,
Ooh.
as well as the new life they exist in now.
Holla back.
Negative message or a positive message? The positive
No,
message
nobody want
being
none of
you're black
this.
and you should be more proud of it. The negative
Say,
message is,
"Excuse
who are
me,
you kidding?
miss,
You can't
her
escape
name
this
was
by joining
Joy.
a
She
private
had
country
that
club
big
and playing
booty
golf.
that she
Right.
Roy
Which
just
message
wanted
feels
to
the right
destroy.
way?
She
They're
let
both
me
dual
hit it
dual
once.
messages at the
I've
same
been
time.
chasing her ever since, and I don't want to leave you in suspense.
Oh yeah,
I
I've seen him.
dents
You
in
know,
their heads
he's
when I
really like a
bust.
brother to me. I've seen him from the beginning
Baby
to
was
where
born
he
like
is
a
now,
ball.
and to see him as a
Back.
producer and how he's
TroyCReeves4President.
grown as a producer and an artist. You know, for me, it's on another level. It's enjoyable. Like I'm watching a guy who, you know, I pretty much mentored. You know, become his own guy with his own opinion.
In anticipation of the new project, Kanye wanted to release something to get the fans going. At the hesitation of Jay, they released a
Yo, might be too much going on for you. You talk that other shit, you might not know that I'm a lawyer. Just might destroy you. Walk into your fucking jail cell. You know what? No, I ain't gonna pay this nigga's bail. Nah, I might just... I ain't tricking on nobody. Not even myself. I'm saving all that shit. I got gold on the shelf. Nigga, I got the first quarter I ever collected. And I got the first debt still in my safe. Don't you fuck around with me when I'm in the place. I know I ain't recording, I'm just practicing.